Welcome to Module 2. In this module, you will learn about signs, signals, and pavement markings. We will start with signs. Most traffic signs belong to one of three categories. First are regulatory signs. Second are warning signs. Third are informational signs. Regulatory signs tell you what you must or must not do. They may be red and white, black and white, or red, black, and white. This 8-sided red sign means stop. When stopping at a stop sign, there are usually markers painted on the road that indicate where you should stop. The first one is called the stop line. This is a thick white line painted across your lane several feet before the crosswalk. If there is no stop line, you must stop before reaching the second marker, which is the crosswalk. A driver should yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and approaching traffic before entering an intersection. At an all-way stop sign, first driver to stop is the first driver to go. If two arrive at the same time, the car on the right has the right-of-way. If the stop sign is a temporary sign erected by highway authorities, it should be treated as if it were a permanent stop sign. If the stop sign is handheld, the driver should stop until an authorized person, such as a school guard or construction zone flagger, signals that it is safe to proceed. This 3-sided sign means yield the right-of-way. When you see a yield sign, you must slow down to look for pedestrians, cross traffic, or other obstacles in your route. If any exists, you must yield the right-of-way, which means you must let them proceed while you come to a complete stop as if the sign were a stop sign. Stop only if there are other cars or pedestrians crossing. Stop is not required otherwise. Wait. Let the cars and pedestrians cross before you go. We will learn more about right-of-way in Module 3, which is about sharing the road. If there are no pedestrians, cross traffic, or other obstacles in the way, you may proceed through a yield sign without coming to a stop. You may encounter yield signs where expressway entrance ramp meet the expressway if there is no acceleration lane available for merging drivers to join the expressway traffic. This sign means do not enter. This sign will be found in two places: at the wrong end to enter a one-way street, and at the bottom of the expressway off-ramps that drivers might mistake for on-ramps. This horizontal rectangle red-shaped sign means drivers are traveling in the wrong direction. You will see this sign if you are going the wrong way down a one-way street alley or driveway, or if you are entering an expressway via the exit ramp, street, alley, or driveway. If you see this sign, it means that you missed a do not enter sign earlier in your route. This vertical rectangular shaped sign means maximum or minimum speed limit. This sign defines the maximum legal speed at which you may travel. You may occasionally see a minimum speed limit posted as well. It is illegal to travel slower than a minimum posted speed limit. Speed limits will change depending on a variety of factors, so you should always look for the posted speed limit. These square and horizontal rectangles are regulatory signs. A red circle with a red slash means no. The no U-turn sign may be posted on divided highways or expressways, usually where there is an opening that leads across the division to the other side that is reserved for authorized vehicles only. They may also be posted on standard city streets where U-turns are usually legal in order to indicate an exception. You should avoid making U-turns on hills, in intersections, or when the road is curved, since visibility is limited in those situations. The no left turn sign indicates that turning left is prohibited. The no right turn sign indicates that turning right is prohibited. Warning signs. Warning signs are almost always yellow. They direct your attention to upcoming changes to the flow of traffic or your surroundings so that you have time to make any necessary adjustments to speed or direction. A warning sign indicates that the road and your surroundings require careful attention. You should be ready to slow down whenever you see a warning sign. Warning signs are usually diamond-shaped and yellow, though there are some exceptions. For example, construction warning signs are orange. In Illinois, some communities have posted warning signs that are a fluorescent yellow-green. This warning sign means pedestrians crossing ahead. The pedestrian sign tells you that you are approaching a pedestrian crosswalk and that you should be looking both left and right for approaching pedestrians. Crosswalks may exist in places other than street intersections. You must always stop for pedestrians in crosswalks, no matter where they are located. We will learn more about crosswalks in Module 3, Sharing the Road. School zone signs let you know that you are approaching a school. School zones have their own specific pedestrian crosswalk signs and their own regulatory speed limit signs indicating a reduced speed limit. That speed limit applies on school days when students are present. Advance warning signs. These signs warn a driver of approaching traffic control signals. Stop ahead signs warn that there are regulatory signs or traffic signals ahead of you. Yield ahead signs are posted in places where the regulatory signs may be obscured from view, but are close enough to require that you begin to slow down. Signal ahead sign may also be used in high-speed areas in order to give you enough time to slow down before encountering a traffic sign or signal. This warning sign means intersection ahead. Crossroads sign shows two intersecting streets. You should use it as a reminder to slow down and pay attention to both cross traffic and oncoming traffic. The side road sign tells you that traffic from a side road may be joining your lane, as that side road has come to an end. The T-road sign tells you that your road is ending and that you will have to turn left or right. There will be either a stop sign or a yield sign where your road intersects with that road you will be joining. The Y-road sign tells you that your road is going to split into two roads, one slightly to the left and one slightly to the right. You should use this sign as notice to change lanes towards the direction you want to go. This warning sign means winding road ahead. An upcoming road is going to curve both left and right. Sometimes this sign will be accompanied by another yellow diamond with a suggested maximum speed at which to drive through the curves. Reduction in lanes sign. This sign warns the driver of a reduction in the number of traffic lanes in the direction of travel. You should be aware of drivers merging into the lanes that will still be viable after the reduction. Traffic may slow due to the number of cars joining the remaining lanes. If you are in the lane that will be eliminated, you should prepare to slow down and change lanes. The no passing zone sign is used on two-lane, two-way roads. It indicates that it is not safe to pass on the upcoming length of road. Sometimes, when it is safe to pass again, you will see a end no passing zone sign. The merge sign warns a driver that traffic will be joining the road that you are on. Two lanes of traffic going the same direction will soon merge into one lane. This sign is mostly used on expressways just before an on-ramp. You should be ready to move into a lane away from the on-ramp if it will give merging traffic more room to join the main traffic, or if it is safe to do so, you can slow down to let merging vehicles pull in front of you. The railroad crossing sign warns of an upcoming railroad crossing. This sign may be posted as far as 750 feet in advance of the railroad crossing. It is important that you slow down and stop if necessary. Some railroad crossings have the familiar crossbuck sign posted where the railroad crosses the street, with flashing signals and a gate, but many don't. This is why the yellow railroad crossing circle is so important. You must stop at least 15 feet from a railroad crossing, and no further back than 50 feet. Construction and maintenance zone signs alert a driver to changing conditions on the roadway and help keep highway workers safe. Construction zone signs are orange, but we treat them in the same way we would treat regulatory signs. Construction zone signs override the regular laws for as long as you are in the construction zone. Remember, you must obey all construction zone signs. Construction zones have their own speed limits and rules. We will learn more about construction zones in Module 4, Laws, Limits, and Zones. The slow-moving vehicle sign is the only road sign that is not posted on the road. Instead, it is found on the backs of vehicles that can't go faster than 40 miles an hour. You will see this sign on tractors, cranes, street sweepers, horse-drawn carriages, and other vehicles. A driver must slow down and may pass only when safe and legal to do so. The last group of signs we'll cover are guide signs. Guide signs, or informational signs, do not require you to take any action unless you choose to do so. Guide signs come in multiple shapes, though guide signs on expressways are almost always large, rectangular, and green. The information on a guide sign may tell you where you are, what road you are on, how to get to your destination, or they may direct you to points of interest and recreation areas. Examples of this type of sign are the following: U.S. or state border signs, county road signs, interstate signs, destination and mileage signs, and recreation or point of interest sign. Signals. Traffic signals. This sign warns the driver that a traffic signal is coming ahead. Traffic signals must be obeyed at all times unless a police officer is directing traffic. Instructions from the police override instructions from signs or signals on the road. Traffic signals lights. Traffic control signals indicate right-of-way. A red light means that you must come to a complete stop. You should stop for a red light in the same place you would stop for a stop sign. Stop at the thick white stop line. If there is no thick white stop line, stop before the crosswalk. If there is no crosswalk, stop so that you are not blocking the intersection or impeding pedestrian crossings. A yellow light means caution. Do not enter the intersection. Whenever possible, slow down and stop at a yellow light. However, if you are already at or in the intersection when the light turns yellow, you should proceed. A green light means that you may proceed after checking that there are no vehicles, cyclists, or pedestrians in the intersection or crosswalk. You may not use private property, such as gas stations or parking lots, to avoid red lights or other traffic signs or signals. Traffic signals right on red. Right turn is permitted in nearly all states. Turning right at a red light is legal if there are no regulatory signs directly prohibiting it. There is a sign limiting right on red turns to certain hours of the day, and you are making your turn not during those hours. You are making a right on a red light. You must come to a full stop at the light and yield the right-of-way to any vehicles or pedestrians before you turn. A flashing red light means exactly the same as a stop sign. First, come to a complete stop. Second, stop at the same place that you would stop for a stop sign. Third, when there are no pedestrians, vehicles, or other obstacles, you may proceed through the flashing red sign. A flashing yellow light. A driver should slow down and proceed into the intersection with caution. First, slow down to look for pedestrians, cross traffic, or other obstacles in your route. Second, if there are none, you may proceed with caution. Third, if there are pedestrians or other vehicles in your way, you must stop. A red arrow means that drivers may not travel in the direction indicated by the arrow until the arrow turns green. A steady yellow arrow means caution, wherein you need to slow down and stop, but if you are at or in the intersection when the arrow turns yellow, you may continue to travel in the direction indicated by the arrow. A flashing yellow arrow means that you should proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow after you have yielded to oncoming traffic. A green arrow means that you may proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow after checking that there are no vehicles, cyclists, or pedestrians in the intersection or crosswalk. A green arrow to the left means that you are making a protected turn, because the oncoming traffic will have a red light when you have a green arrow to the left. Pavement markings. Pavement markings on the road only have two aspects: color and shape. Lines are either white or yellow and are either solid or broken. White lines separate traffic that is moving in the same direction. A broken white line, a driver may only cross the line when changing lanes or turning. A solid white line indicates that you may cross over with care, yet is highly discouraged. Edge solid white lines separate the road from the edge or shoulder of the road. The shoulder is reserved for emergencies. It is illegal to use the shoulder as a traveling lane. Yellow center lines separate traffic that is moving in opposite directions. Broken yellow lines separate lanes of traffic moving in opposite directions. A driver is allowed to pass when it is safe to do so. Solid doubled yellow lines indicate that you may not cross over the line to pass another vehicle. May be crossed to make a left turn to or from an alley, private road, driveway, or street. A moving violation may be issued should a driver be caught doing this. Pavement markings. Yellow no passing lines separate traffic that is moving in opposite directions. Lines indicate zones where passing is not allowed. When a solid line is on the driver's side of the center lane, the driver may cross it to finish the passing maneuver that already started before beginning of the no passing zone. You may cross it to make a left turn into or from an alley, private road, or driveway. A solid and broken yellow line separating two lanes of traffic moving in opposite directions. A driver may pass only when the broken yellow line is nearest the driver's lane. Two-way left turn lanes marked with yellow lines and white arrows. A left turn may not be made from any other lane when a turn lane is provided. A vehicle may not be driven in the lane except when preparing for or making a left turn from or into the roadway when preparing for or making a U-turn when permitted by law. Other markings. White stop line. Stop line painted across a lane at an intersection. The line is 4 feet before the crosswalk. Driver must stop the vehicle for a stop sign or red light. White crosswalk lines painted across the entire width of the pavement. Crosswalks are sometimes in the middle of the block, and a pedestrian crossing sign is located at the white lines. That would be all for Module 2. Test your understanding by clicking and answering questions below. Module 2 is complete. Please click on Mark as Completed button to finalize and proceed to Module 3 by clicking Next Lesson.